Hey, what is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, we're going to have a quick first look at the new Discmania S-Line DD. Discmania, in my opinion, aside from this new S-Line DD3, they haven't done a great job coming out with good distance drivers for average players, amateur players, and players with slower arm speed. This could be any female players, older players, any player that doesn't have elite arm speed probably is going to struggle with the most of the Discmania distance drivers except for the S-Line DD3. That was the case until now. We finally have a good Flippy 11 speed from Discmania. I went out and threw this a few times the other day at Eastway Rec Center, and I was really pleased with how this disc was flying. So what I want to do today is throw it a few times, give you guys my thoughts on the disc, and we'll also compare it to the S-Line DD3. So if you are a S-Line DD3 enjoyer, you can make an informed decision on if you want to try one of these guys. I think they come out tomorrow, the 13th. So we'll go DD3 and then we'll go DD. It's super windy, so it's a good way to test the stability. Ooh! I've never cleared the golf green and gotten all the way to that disc golf basket, so I think we're clear to throw. The wind is a little bit crazy, but I threw that on a slight hyzer angle with a little bit of height, and it had a really nice mid-flight turn and a really good drift from left to right, basically all the way through the flight. And now, although I'm not a fan of a lot of the Discmania drivers and some of the Discmania fairway drivers, I am actually a fan of the DD3 in general, and I think that's one of the best discs that they've come out with ever since they started, producing their own stuff. The post-Innova stuff hasn't been quite as good overall, in my opinion, but I think the S-Line DD3s are actually a winner. And so far, from what I can tell, the new DD is going to be that slightly slower, slightly more understable option that's going to be a perfect 1-2 punch right next to your DD3. All right, we'll go back the other way. We'll go DD3 and then DD. So we're throwing into more of a tailwind now, so it made it quite a bit more stable. Perfect opportunity to test how this guy is in the tailwind. Pretty stiff tailwind coming through. Way flippier. I threw that one even more high and more nose up, and it still really wanted to turn, especially early on in the mid-flight. If you are a power thrower, you're really going to love this disc for rollers, huge, massive distance turnover lines, and those like super sketchy, super hyzer, mega late flips. If you need to throw like a 400-foot tunnel shot, that's the kind of disc you're actually going to be able to do that with. You can start on so much hyzer, and if you're a power thrower, it's still going to find its way to flat or even a slight turn. So far, super fun disc to throw. All right, really going to juice these guys a little bit harder now. We'll go DD3 and then DD. Give these guys a little bit more sauce here. The S-Line DD3s are always good. I really like that. That was actually my main driver for a couple months when I first got it. And now that I'm throwing it again, I realize how much I like it. I've been using an Echo Star DD3, but that one is almost just as good. All right, DD, this is why you guys are here. Oh yeah. I think that got to the end of the golf green. Any disc for me that gets to the end of the golf green is starting to really press that 400 distance. And with my noodle backhand, anything around 400 is a good shot for me. Anything around 400 is really stretching out my distance and requires a good throw and a good disc that suits my arm speed. That disc is flying really well, and I threw it into a pretty stiff headwind right there. So flying really, really awesome. I'll probably show you guys this in a different video, but I might have unlocked the secret to getting a little bit more distance for myself. It seems like every 6 months or every year, I kind of find one thing that helps me stretch my distance out a little bit more. And you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm actually just doing a fan grip now. I'm using no fingers under the rim and just going straight up fan grip. And I'm finding myself stretching my distance out for one, and I'm getting a way more turn out of my discs. So my discs that used to be pretty stable for me are pretty much just turning right out of my hand. And with that being said, I feel like that means I'm getting more spin, more speed out of the hand, and I'm hoping that will, again, overall equate to additional distance. So we have both were good rips. We have the DD3 right here, and then about maybe 35 to 40 feet farther, I'll hold you guys up in the air there. You can see, not to the edge of the golf green, but almost to the edge of the golf green is the DD. And that's a throw I'm quite happy with. I've never fully cleared the golf green before, but that's probably the closest I've ever gotten. Look at that wind. I mean, that's a bomb for me. That made it all the way back to the other green, which means it went about as far as this one went coming this way. All right. If that DD3 flew like that, this one's gonna super turn. Come on. Yap. Yup. That's a really fun disc. It's nice that we finally have like a good amateur driver that's fun to throw from Discmania. I don't feel like I have to force it at all. It's just like a straight up beat-in Wraith, brand new. Testing both of these discs on backhand, I think, is a really good indication how these are gonna fly for you guys on backhand. I'd say my backhand is pretty average in comparison to the average disc golfer. And I assume a lot of you guys watching this channel are just, you know, people who come out and play disc golf for fun. You're not necessarily touring pros, pro players. I think a lot of you guys just want to have fun playing disc golf. And for my average backhand, this disc is flying really well. I'm actually super impressed, and I'm having a ton of fun throwing it right now. There's a big right to left coming through. I did not get a good rip on that one. That was gonna skip in the water if it didn't hit the pole. All right, this is why you guys are here anyway. DD time. I mean, that's an absolute smush for me. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I guess I should show you guys the profile real quick. The DD comes in at 11 speed, the DD3 at a 12 speed. So the DD3 has a slightly wider rim. Otherwise, they're quite similar, both carrying a mild dome, which we all know at this point does help add a little bit of distance. They both also have very low but very similar parting lines. DD coming in with a little bit lower parting line than the DD3. So if you feel like this is a good kind of controllable stability bomber for you, you're going to be able to stretch out those big turning lines a little bit more. And a disc that's more stable for you is good for those flexing shots, but you may not necessarily be able to kind of give it that height and get the super turn. You're going to be able to get that super turn out of the DD. So I'm actually quite pleased with Discmania on this drop. And I know you guys know I don't love all of Discmania's drops, and I'm very transparent about that. I really, really like the DD, and I think it's something you guys should definitely check out for yourself, especially if you're an amateur player, slower arm speed. You haven't found a distance driver, a good 11 speed that flips up for you very well. This could be a really great option for you. If you want to get one for yourself, I have a discount code at Disc Golf Deals USA. You can click the link in the description below. Would highly recommend you pick up a DD. And if you feel like this is kind of your roller, super flip disc, you could get yourself a DD3 over there as well. Anyway, you guys are watching Iceberg TV. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and take care.